Hello my friends, this is Dr. Mandell. Sardines are one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. They are packed with omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin D, calcium, selenium, and high-quality protein. But the truth is, most people are eating them the wrong way. And those little mistakes can completely destroy the powerful health benefits sardines can give your body. Today I want to share with you the shocking mistakes everyone makes when eating sardines and how you can eat them the right way to maximize their healing power. Most people don't realize this, but the very first mistake they make when eating sardines is choosing the wrong kind, the ones packed in vegetable oils. And I cannot emphasize this enough, my friends. This is one of the worst choices you can make for your health. You see, sardines by themselves are one of the most powerful healing foods on the planet. They are naturally rich in omega-3 fatty acids, DHA, EPA, vitamins, minerals, and protein that can literally change the way your body functions. They reduce inflammation, protect your brain, support your heart, and strengthen your joints. But the moment they're sitting in soybean oil, sunflower oil, canola oil, or other cheap refined seed oils, you've just sabotaged the entire purpose of eating them. Now let me explain why. These seed oils are highly processed. They're not natural like the oil you press from an olive or from an avocado. These oils go through chemical extraction, bleaching, and deodorizing, which makes them highly unstable. And when they're exposed to heat and light, they form harmful compounds called oxidized lipids. What does that mean for you? It means these oils are highly inflammatory. They damage your arteries, irritate your gut lining, stiffen your joints, and accelerate the aging process of your cells. Your body is designed to have a balance between omega-6 fatty acids and omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3 sets, which you get from sardines, fish, flax seeds, and walnuts, calm down inflammation. Omega-6 sets in moderation are necessary for healing and repair. But the problem is, in today's world, we are overloaded with omega-6 sets, especially from processed seed oils. Most people are eating 15 to 20 times more omega-6 than omega-3, and that ratio is deadly because it flips your body into a constant state of inflammation. That's why you see so much heart disease, so much arthritis, so much autoimmune disease, and even neurodegenerative conditions like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. So imagine this, you're eating sardines for their healing omega-3 sets, but at the same time you're drowning them in inflammatory omega-6 oils. It's like pressing the brake and the gas pedal at the same time. You're canceling out the benefits. And that's why people say, oh, I eat sardines, but I don't feel any difference. Well, no wonder, because those toxic oils are fighting against everything the sardines are trying to do for your body. Another thing you have to understand is what happens to your cardiovascular system. Your arteries are lined with delicate endothelial cells. Omega-3 fatty acids from sardines keep these cells flexible and smooth, allowing blood to flow freely. But seed oils packed with omega-6 fatty acids create sticky plaque, oxidative stress, and arterial stiffness. This raises your blood pressure, increases clotting, and makes you more vulnerable to heart attacks and strokes. So here you are thinking you're protecting your heart with sardines, but the oil they're sitting in is slowly working against you. Now let's talk about your joints and muscles. Omega-3 cells lubricate your joints and reduce stiffness. They help build stronger muscles and fight sarcopenia as you age. But omega-6 rich oils promote inflammation in your connective tissues, making you achier, stiffer, and more fatigued. How many people complain of sore knees, stiff shoulders, and painful hands? Well, one of the big culprits is the oils they're consuming daily without even realizing it. And don't forget about your brain. Your brain is nearly 60% fat and it needs healthy omega-3 fatty acids to function properly. DHA from sardines supports memory, focus, and mood. But what happens when you flood your brain with inflammatory omega-6 oils? You increase the risk of depression, anxiety, brain fog, and even long-term cognitive decline. It's like putting the wrong type of fuel into your car engine. It's only a matter of time before things start breaking down. So what should you do? The solution is very simple. Always read the label when you buy sardines. Make sure they're packed in water, olive oil, or their natural juices. Olive oil is an excellent choice because it's rich in monounsaturated fats and polyphenols that fight inflammation and protect your heart. Water-packed sardines are also fantastic because you're getting them in their purest form without any added oils at all. Yes, I know sometimes sardines in vegetable oil may taste richer or seem more appealing, but remember, taste is temporary, health is forever. The extra flavor is not worth the price of inflammation, disease, and pain down the road. You deserve better than that. And the beautiful thing is, once you start eating sardines the right way, your taste buds adapt. You'll begin to enjoy the clean, natural flavor of real food. Let me give you a simple tip. If you buy sardines in olive oil, make sure it's extra virgin olive oil if possible. Some companies mix olive oil with cheaper oils, so always check the ingredient list carefully. If it just says vegetable oil or doesn't specify the type, put it back on the shelf. Your health is too valuable to gamble with. Another tip, drain out excess oil, even if it's olive oil. If you don't want the extra calories, the nutrients are still inside the fish itself. Squeeze a little lemon juice, sprinkle some herbs like parsley or dill, maybe add a touch of garlic or chili flakes, and you'll have a superfood meal that nourishes every cell in your body. The bottom line is this: the first and biggest mistake people make with sardines is trusting what's inside the can without checking the oil. Don't let that happen to you. Your health is in your hands. Every bite you take is either fighting disease or feeding it. And when it comes to sardines, you want to make sure you're getting the maximum healing benefits, not sabotaging them with the wrong oil. So remember, my friends, water, natural juices, or olive oil, nothing else. Protect your arteries, protect your joints, protect your brain, and let sardines be the true medicine they were meant to be. When it comes to sardines, one of the biggest mistakes people make is removing and throwing away the little bones. I know for some it may look unappealing, maybe the texture feels strange, but let me tell you something very important. Those tiny bones are one of the most powerful nutritional gifts inside the sardine, and if you're discarding them, you're literally throwing away one of the best natural bone-building remedies that nature has ever created. Now let's think about this logically. Our bodies are made of minerals. Your bones, your teeth, even your muscles rely on minerals to function properly. Calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, vitamin D, all of these are essential for keeping your skeleton strong and your muscles contracting the way they should. As we age, the risk of osteoporosis and fractures increases dramatically. Millions of people every year break their hips or suffer spinal fractures, and once that happens, life is never the same again. Balance declines, independence is lost, and the body starts to weaken faster. That's why prevention is everything. So where can you get natural, highly absorbable calcium, not just from supplements, not just from dairy, but from the bones of small fish like sardines? You see, these bones are soft. They're not like the hard, brittle bones you imagine from a chicken or beef. Sardine bones are pressure cooked right inside the can, which makes them soft, safe, and edible. When you eat them, you're not just eating calcium, you're eating calcium in its natural matrix with phosphorus and collagen, the same way your body builds bone. That's why it's so bioavailable, meaning your body can actually absorb and use it effectively. Most calcium supplements on the market are in the form of calcium carbonate. Do you know what that really is? It's basically chalk. Your body struggles to break it down and absorb it. And on top of that, without magnesium and vitamin D, that calcium can end up in the wrong places, like in your arteries, kidneys, or joints, causing calcification and more problems. But when you eat the tiny bones of sardines, you're getting calcium in its natural, balanced form, exactly how nature designed it, together with the supporting nutrients that tell your body, hey, this belongs in your bones, not in your arteries. And let's not forget about vitamin D. Sardines are one of the few foods naturally rich in vitamin D. That vitamin D is like the key that unlocks the door, allowing calcium to enter your bones. So when you eat sardines with their bones, you're giving your body the perfect combination of calcium and vitamin D at the same time. That's synergy, and that's what real nutrition is about. Now let me tell you something about muscle strength. Many people think calcium is only for bones, but calcium is also necessary for muscle contraction. Every time your heart beats, Every time your muscles flex, calcium is the mineral that makes it possible. When calcium levels are low, muscles become weak, cramps increase, and balance suffers. That's why seniors who lack calcium and vitamin D often feel frail, shaky, and tired. But by eating sardine bones regularly, you're fueling your muscles with the very mineral they need to stay strong and active. And then there's the issue of teeth. How many older adults lose their teeth or struggle with dental issues? Weak enamel, gum disease, bone loss in the jaw, these are all connected to mineral deficiencies. When you eat sardine bones, you're giving your teeth the building blocks they need to stay strong and healthy. Remember, your smile is part of your overall health. I want to also point out the importance of phosphorus. Sardine bones aren't just calcium, they're rich in phosphorus too, and phosphorus is just as critical for bone health. In fact, your bones are made of a mineral complex called hydroxyapatite, which is calcium and phosphorus bonded together. Without phosphorus, calcium alone can't do its job. Once again, this is why sardines are such a gift. They provide the exact ratio nature intended. Now, some people may say, but Dr. Mandell, those bones don't taste good. And I always respond, it's all about how you approach it. When you mash sardines on whole grain toast, when you mix them with avocado, lemon, and herbs, the bones disappear into the texture. You won't even notice them. They blend right in. And what you're left with is a delicious, nutrient-packed meal that's healing your body at the cellular level. Another thing to understand, sardine bones also contain collagen. That's right, collagen, the protein that keeps your skin youthful, your joints cushioned, and your tendons strong. Most people are spending money on expensive collagen powders and supplements when in reality nature already gave it to you inside the sardine. And when you eat those little bones, you're getting collagen and minerals all at once. That's why I call it nature's multivitamin. So why do people throw them away? Mostly because of habit or misinformation. Maybe someone told them bones aren't edible, or maybe they just never gave it a chance. But once you realize the healing power inside those tiny structures, you'll never look at sardines the same way again. What once looked like something to avoid now becomes the very reason you're eating them in the first place. I can't stress enough how important this is, especially as you get older. Sarcopenia, the loss of muscle mass with age, is accelerated when bone strength declines. The two go hand in hand. Weak bones mean limited movement. Limited movement means muscle wasting. And that's when independence is lost. But by making a small decision, keeping those tiny sardine bones in your diet, you are stacking the odds in your favor for strong bones, strong muscles, and a strong life. Let food be your medicine, my friends. Those little bones are not waste, they are medicine. They are your shield against osteoporosis, fractures, weakness, and frailty. The beauty is, you don't need expensive pills. You don't need complicated routines. All you need is nature's wisdom sitting right there inside the can. So the next time you open up sardines, don't push those bones aside. Embrace them, mash them in, eat them whole, and thank nature for giving you one of the most powerful tools for longevity and health. One of the most common mistakes people make when eating sardines is what they add to them. Sardines are already a powerhouse of nutrients, already a natural medicine in a can, but the moment you drown them in processed sauces, extra salt, or sugary condiments, you destroy the very benefits you were hoping to get. And my friends, this is something I want you to really understand. It's not always what you eat, but what you eat it with. That determines how your body reacts. Sardines naturally contain a little salt because they come from the sea. And most canned sardines have some sodium added during processing. That's perfectly fine in moderation. But here's the problem, many people don't stop there. They grab the ketchup bottle, the mayonnaise jar, or some processed hot sauce, and they cover the sardines until you can barely taste the fish anymore. What happens then? You're not eating a healing food anymore. You're eating a chemical cocktail that inflames your arteries, raises your blood pressure, and overloads your liver. Let's talk about ketchup for a moment. Most ketchup is loaded with sugar, and sugar, my friends, is one of the most dangerous ingredients you can put into your body. Sugar spikes your blood glucose, stresses your pancreas, and sets you up for insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. Not only that, but sugar also feeds inflammation throughout your body. It stiffens your blood vessels, accelerates aging, and weakens your immune system. Imagine taking a nutrient-dense superfood like sardines, packed with omega-3 SEV that fight inflammation, and then covering it with sugar that fuels inflammation. You've just canceled out the entire purpose of eating the sardine in the first place. Now let's move to mayonnaise. Most commercial mayonnaise is made with soybean oil, canola oil, or other refined seed oils. These oils, as I've told you before, are loaded with omega-6 fatty acids that inflame your joints, clog your arteries, and damage your cells. You're taking a clean, anti-inflammatory fish and then smothering it with pro-inflammatory oils. Again, you've turned medicine into poison. And then there's processed hot sauce or dressings. Many of them contain preservatives, artificial colors, MSG, and excessive sodium. All of these create stress in the body. Too much sodium in particular increases water retention, raises blood pressure, and puts a heavy burden on your heart and kidneys. Now don't misunderstand me, natural spices like garlic, chili flakes, turmeric, or black pepper are fantastic for your health. They actually enhance the healing power of sardines, but processed sauces made in factories are not the same as natural seasonings made in your own kitchen. This is where people go wrong. They think, well, I'm eating sardines, so I'm doing something healthy. But health isn't just about the base food. It's about the entire meal, the entire combination. Your body doesn't separate the sardine from the ketchup or the mayonnaise. It processes it all together. And when those chemicals and excess sugars mix with the nutrients in the fish, your body ends up struggling. Instead of feeling energized, you feel bloated, sluggish, and inflamed. So what should you do? The solution is simple. Keep it natural. Keep it clean. Sardines are already delicious when prepared with the right touches. Squeeze fresh lemon juice over them. That vitamin C helps with iron absorption and gives your body a refreshing boost. Add extra virgin olive oil. It enhances flavor and provides more anti-inflammatory fats. Chop up fresh garlic, onions, or herbs like parsley, cilantro, or dill. These not only add flavor, but also deliver antioxidants, antibacterial compounds, and phytonutrients that help your cells repair and regenerate. If you want a little spice, use fresh chili or cayenne pepper. These stimulate circulation, support digestion, and even boost your metabolism. And if you want creaminess, mash sardines with avocado instead of mayonnaise. Avocado is loaded with potassium, fiber, and heart-healthy fats. It nourishes your body while keeping inflammation down. See the difference? Instead of sabotaging the sardine with sugar and chemicals, you're upgrading it with healing foods, and now your meal is not only delicious, but also a medicinal powerhouse. Let me also share something very important about excess salt. Too much sodium pulls water into your blood vessels, which raises your blood pressure. High blood pressure silently damages your arteries, your kidneys, your eyes, and your brain. It's called the silent killer because you often don't feel it until it's too late. Sardines are already moderately salty. That's fine, but if you keep adding more salt or salty sauces, you're putting yourself at unnecessary risk. Instead, use herbs, lemon, or vinegar to bring out flavor without overloading your sodium intake. Your body will thank you and your taste buds will adapt over time. Another thing to remember is digestion. Processed sauces often contain additives that irritate the gut lining. Your gut is where 70% of your immune system lives. If your gut is inflamed, your whole body is inflamed. Sardines are gentle on the gut and full of protein that supports repair. But when you add chemicals and sugars, you disrupt that harmony, feeding the wrong bacteria and weakening your defenses. So my friends, the lesson is very clear. Keep sardines simple. Don't bury them under processed junk. Respect the food for what it is, a natural gift packed with life-giving nutrients. You don't need ketchup, mayonnaise, or artificial sauces to make them enjoyable. What you need is a shift in mindset. Start tasting real food again. Appreciate the flavors of lemon, garlic, herbs, and olive oil. These natural seasonings will not only make your sardines taste amazing, but they'll also boost the healing effects on your body. When you eat the right way, your body knows it, your energy improves, your joints feel lighter, your digestion smooths out, and your brain sharpens. You're not just feeding hunger, you're fueling health, vitality, and longevity. So the next time you sit down with sardines, ask yourself, am I going to let these little fish do their job, or am I going to smother them with foods that rob me of their power? The choice is yours. But always remember, the closer you eat to nature, the closer you are to healing. Sardines are truly one of the greatest superfoods on earth, but here's a shocking mistake many people make. They overeat them. They think, well, sardines are healthy, so the more I eat, the healthier I'll be. But that's not how the body works. Even with the best foods, balance is everything. And when it comes to sardines, eating them excessively day after day can actually work against your health instead of for it. Now let's break this down. Sardines are high in protein, omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin D, selenium, and other vital nutrients. They help your heart, your brain, your bones, and your muscles. But they also contain compounds called purines. Purines are natural substances found in many protein-rich foods. When your body breaks them down, they turn into uric acid. Normally, uric acid is filtered out by the kidneys and excreted in your urine. But if you overload your body with purines, and this can happen when you eat sardines every single day in large amounts, your uric acid levels can rise too high. What happens then? Excess uric acid can crystallize in your joints, leading to a very painful condition called gout. If you've ever known someone with gout, you know how debilitating it can be. The big toe swells, the joints feel like they're on fire, and even the touch of a bed sheet can be unbearable. Gout is no joke, my friends. And while sardines in moderation support your health, too many of them can trigger this condition in people who are sensitive. Now, not everyone will develop gout from overeating sardines. Some people process purines better than others, but why take the risk? Why overload your system when moderation gives you all the benefits without the downside? Remember, health is about long-term consistency, not short-term excess. 2 to 3 servings of sardines per week is perfect for most people. That gives your body the omega-3 sess, the vitamin D, the calcium, and the protein it needs without overwhelming your system. There's another reason not to overdo it. Sardines, like all fish, contain trace amounts of heavy metals from the ocean, things like mercury, arsenic, or cadmium. The good news is that sardines are very low on the food chain, so their mercury levels are much lower than bigger fish like tuna or swordfish. That's why sardines are considered one of the safest fish to eat. But again, if you're eating them every single day, week after week, you're increasing your exposure unnecessarily. Even small amounts of toxins can build up over time. Moderation protects you from that. And let's not forget balancing your diet. If you're eating sardines every day, you might be neglecting other important foods your body needs. Variety is the key to health. Your body thrives when it gets nutrients from many different sources: leafy greens, fruits, legumes, nuts, seeds, lean meats, eggs, and other types of fish. Each food brings its own unique set of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. If you only focus on one food, even a superfood like sardines, you miss out on the bigger picture. Think of your body like a symphony. Each instrument has a role. The violins, the drums, the flutes, all of them come together to create harmony. If all you had were violins, even if they were the best violins in the world, it wouldn't sound right. The same is true for your diet. Sardines are one of the star players, but they are not the entire orchestra. Now let's also talk about digestion. Sardines are nutrient dense, which means they pack a lot of protein and fat into a small serving. That's great for energy and satiety, but if you overeat them, your digestive system can become overworked. Too much protein at once can strain your kidneys, especially if you already have kidney issues. Too much fat, even healthy fat, can overwhelm your liver and gallbladder, leading to bloating, indigestion, or discomfort. The body thrives when you give it just enough, not too little, not too much. So how can you enjoy sardines the right way? Here's a simple plan. Have them 2 or 3 times a week. That might look like mashing them with avocado on whole grain toast, adding them to a fresh salad with lemon and herbs, or mixing them into a vegetable stir fry. Rotate them with other sources of protein like salmon, chicken, beans, or lentils. This way you're getting the benefits of sardines without relying on them as your only source of nutrition. And here's something else to think about. When you eat sardines too often, you can actually burn out your taste buds. You may start to dislike them, or they may lose their appeal. But if you keep them as a special, intentional food, you'll enjoy them more, and your body will respond better. Remember, health isn't about eating one food in massive amounts. It's about eating the right foods in the right balance at the right time. Let me give you an analogy. Imagine you discover a new exercise that really helps your body. Let's say it's squats. Squats strengthen your legs, your core, and your balance. But if you did squats every single day, hundreds of times, what would happen? You'd strain your muscles, overwork your joints, and end up injured. The exercise itself isn't bad, it's the excess that's harmful. The same is true for sardines. So my friends, the message is simple. Sardines are medicine, they are nature's gift, but too much of even the best medicine can become harmful. Respect the balance. Respect your body. 2 to 3 servings a week is plenty to keep your heart strong, your brain sharp, your bones healthy, and your muscles energized. More than that, and you risk tipping the scale in the wrong direction. Always listen to your body. If you notice joint pain, digestive discomfort, or fatigue after eating sardines too frequently, that's your body talking to you. Don't ignore it. Adjust, cut back, bring in more variety. Trust me, your body will reward you for finding balance. Health is not about extremes. It's about harmony. And when you eat sardines in harmony with the rest of your diet, they will serve you for years to come as one of the most powerful longevity foods available. When it comes to eating sardines, many people make a mistake. They don't even realize they choose the wrong brand. And I can't stress this enough. Not all sardines are created equal. You may think a sardine is a sardine, but the truth is the quality can be the difference between food that heals and food that harms. If you're serious about protecting your health, you must pay attention to what's written on that label because your future well-being depends on it. Let's start with the waters. These sardines come from sardines that are wild caught in clean, cold waters are some of the purest, healthiest fish you can eat. They are low in mercury, high in omega-3 cells, and packed with minerals. But if the brand sources sardines from polluted waters, you're risking exposure to toxins, heavy metals, and chemicals that can accumulate in your body over time. This isn't something you'll notice right away, but 10, 20 years down the road, it can catch up with you in the form of chronic illness, fatigue, or disease. Always look for wild caught and avoid brands that don't clearly state where their fish come from. If they're not transparent, that's a red flag. The next thing you need to look at is what those sardines are packed in. We've already talked about the dangers of vegetable oils. If you see soybean oil, sunflower oil, cottonseed oil, or any generic vegetable oil listed on the can, put it back. These oils are highly inflammatory and cancel out the health benefits of sardines. Instead, choose sardines packed in water, extra virgin olive oil, or their natural juices. Olive oil in particular can actually enhance the absorption of fat-soluble nutrients like vitamin D and omega-3s. But make sure it's real olive oil. Some brands cut corners by mixing olive oil with cheaper oils. That's why you must read the ingredients carefully. It should say sardines and olive oil, nothing more. Sodium content is another important factor. Some brands load their sardines with excessive salt to preserve flavor and extend shelf life. Yes, sardines are naturally salty, but when you see a can with 500, 600, or even 700 milligrams of sodium per serving, that's a warning sign. Too much sodium raises blood pressure, strains your kidneys, and puts stress on your cardiovascular system. Look for sardines with moderate sodium levels, preferably under 250 milligrams per serving. Your heart and arteries will thank you. Now let's talk about additives and preservatives. High quality sardines don't need them. The fish itself is the star, but cheaper brands may add things like artificial flavors, MSG, or chemical preservatives. These additives are not there to help your health, they're there to cut costs and extend shelf life. Your body, however, pays the price. Chemicals create inflammation, disrupt your hormones, and burden your liver. When you're buying sardines, the ingredients list should be simple. Sardines, olive oil, or water, maybe a little sea salt. That's it. If the list is long and full of words you can't pronounce, walk away. Packaging also matters. Many brands still use cans lined with BPA, a chemical that can leach into your food and mimic estrogen in your body. BPA is linked to hormonal imbalances, fertility issues, and even cancer. More and more companies are moving to BPA-free cans, but not all. Always check the label. Choose brands that proudly state BPA-free. It's a small step that makes a big difference for your long-term health. I also encourage you to think about sustainability. Sardines are one of the most sustainable fish you can eat because they reproduce quickly and exist in large numbers. But not all companies harvest responsibly. Overfishing can damage ecosystems and threaten future generations of this amazing food. Look for certifications like MSC, Marine Stewardship Council, which ensures the sardines were caught in a way that protects the ocean. By choosing sustainable brands, you're not only protecting your health, but also the planet. Now let me tell you what happens when you choose the wrong brand. You might think you're eating a superfood, but in reality you're consuming contaminants, chemicals, and unhealthy oils. Instead of lowering your inflammation, you're raising it. Instead of protecting your arteries, you're damaging them. Instead of supporting your brain, you're fogging it. And you may not feel the effects right away, but silently, inside your body, damage is being done. That's why I'm so passionate about teaching you this, because these little decisions matter. On the flip side, when you choose the right brand, your body thrives. The omega-3 strengthens your heart and brain. The calcium from the bones rebuilds your skeleton. The vitamin D lifts your mood and supports your immune system. Your joints feel more flexible, your energy rises, your digestion improves, and your body feels lighter and cleaner, all from something as simple as a can of sardines when you choose wisely. And here's something else. Price doesn't always equal quality. Some of the most expensive brands still cut corners, while some reasonably priced ones are excellent. The key is not the price tag, but the label. Train yourself to be a label reader. Take those extra 10 seconds in the grocery store to flip the can around and look closely. That's the 10 seconds that could save you from years of unnecessary illness down the road. My friends, your health is your wealth. Every time you go to the store, every time you make a choice about what food goes into your body, you're casting a vote for your future. Are you voting for inflammation and disease, or are you voting for strength, clarity, and longevity? The brand of sardines you choose may seem like a small thing, but small things add up. Day after day, week after week, those small choices become your reality. So here's my advice. Always buy wild caught, always avoid seed oils, always check sodium, always skip preservatives, and always make sure the packaging is safe. That's the formula. When you follow it, you're not just eating sardines, you're feeding your body with one of the most healing foods nature has ever created. Remember, the wrong brand can harm you, but the right brand can transform you. And when you honor your body with the right choices, your body will honor you back with energy, strength, and vitality for years to come.